everything is lining up to say they should win.
But why?
Did we all say that too, or is anybody pick the Pacers?
I don't know who I'm going with yet. I'm still debating.
What you waiting on?
Shit, we got 3 more days.
You got 3 more days. You got 3, and 3 more days.
Yeah,
we can go back and forth.
Yeah. I don't know yet, so I don't think I answered yet.
I got some more film to watch, but OKC is a favorite, and I know a lot of people want you. I know everybody looking at they got the MVP, they got this, they got that. Their defensive system swarms the ball.
Yeah,
they have an elite defensive system. When I checked, they had 4 guys that was in the top percentage of steals in the league.
Damn.
4. So they're a very handsy team. That means they got hand. Remember we talked about those 4-point guards? They're playing off ball now.
Yeah.
And they look like defensive backs.
Facts.
Them dudes are getting every loose ball, any bad pass. You can't just throw like no bullshit with them because they're going to be there.
They're going the other way.
They're going the other way, bro. They're knocking the ball. So what makes them the favorite, to be honest with you, they're fast. They have high IQ. They can move them puppies. They can switch 1 through 5. They communicate well. They build their house. They protect the paint. I'm saying they're clear favorite because they got the best defensive system in the NBA.
No doubt.
And now you got the best offensive system going up against the best defensive system. That's the way I seen it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's the best defense in the whole NBA.
Yep.
By far.
Man.
Yeah.
It looked like 8 dudes on the court.
Yeah.
Facts.
I know Ant saw it.
Yes. Yes.
No, I know he saw it. It was like 8
Yes.
dudes was out there, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like they love playing defense. It's like, you know, you get some people, you can see their energy comes from the offensive end. When they touch the ball, it's fucking like, you get energy, right?
Yeah.
That's most basketball players,
Yeah.
right? We all get energy when we get that ball. Even when we don't shoot it, we just let me just touch it.
Yep.
Well, theirs is on the defensive end of the floor right away. They get the energy from stops, from steals, from deflections.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where they get the energy from. And so that's why they're the favorite.
That's why they're
we
the
already
favorite.
know they got the guy who you can get the ball to and say, go be better than everybody on the floor. They have the MVP.
Right.
So that's a part of the favorite. But outside of that and the offensive ability that all the guys have and the versatility of all of them, it's the fact that, bro, you don't really get a chance to see gaps.
No.
It's very hard to find weakness in them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying he has to, but it's hard to. Yeah. And so it's really the way that they approach the game defensively. And like one thing I love about them, and I crack jokes about all the celebration. Ain't none of that.
Nope.
We've been here before.
Right up.
Ain't none of that.
We've been here before.
Ain't no picking right up. We score, we getting right to the money.
Yeah.
We go to timeout, we ain't doing too much.
Nope.
They celebration come at the end when they throwing towels on people.
Job is done.
And they talking about whatever they doing with the dog.
Yep.
That's what I love. They're about business. And so when you got a team that's like that, like they don't care how many shots you hit. Like they right back in it. They right back in your face. They right back in your chest. That's a scary sight.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the other guys. I think this is the other guys' finals. The Carusos, the Wiggins, the Wallace, the Chet Holmgrens. I feel like SGA is going to be able to get his game off. You know, he's going to be able to get to his spots. You know, his ability to get to the free throw line. I feel like he'd be able to, you know, get there at times, but those other guys got to come up big, not only on the defensive end, but on the offensive end. That's what we've seen with Indiana, that game 6 with Thomas Bryant.
Hit them corner threes.
Toppings.
Yep.
Who else? It was one other person that was hitting timely shots.
The kid off the Mathurin. Kid off the bench had a
Mathurin. There you go.
He had a good
So
game.
I think it's going to be that same type of style for OKC to bring it home, because we know we're going to get from Jalen and SGA. Those other guys got to come up big on the offensive end. And then the X factor for Indiana is TJ McConnell, who's going to be able to use that length and size to contain him.
Well, it's going to have to be Alex Caruso, guys like that, right?
For sure, because I felt like once the Knicks got wind of he's their most important player, they put a bigger guard on him, like DeLon, who's disciplined, Shamet, who was disciplined. So somebody's going to have to be disciplined because he can hurt you as well. So I really feel like it's going to be the other guys series for OKC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you talk about the other guys, they have in a game, for some reason, they close quarters. Like 6-0 run, 8-0 run. Like the game can be close, And then it's just like,
They
boom.
they blow it away.
What happened?
They hit the
Blow it
nitro,
away,
bro, it's like nitro,
They hit
bro.
the nitro,
and
pew.
so they get stop, score. They watch it, stop, boom, 3, and now they up 10, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And they do the best I've seen at closing the quarter, bro. They close out the quarters tough.
And they start the third quarter the same way they close out the quarters.
For sure.
And that's critical.
It's very critical.
Win the first 5 minutes.
Them are the moments where players lack,
Yeah.
right? Your attention span is now faded in the last couple of minutes. Some people ready to get to halftime. Some people still at halftime when they come out of the third quarter. Them are the moments. Them are the moments that it's like the best teams figure out ways to close quarters.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. The last 2 minutes is some of the most important moments of the game, and the bad teams don't know how to. Don't throw that pass. Not right now.
Not right
Hold
now.
that.
Not right
Let's
now.
run our offense. Don't give him the ball. This ain't time for that.
Not today.
Not today. And so you see bad teams don't understand when to don't gamble right now.
Don't do
this
that.
is not the moment.
Yeah.
Those are the moments. Those last 2 minutes. That's when you have to be rock solid and on your game. The teams that are not good, they don't know that. They haven't been in that position. The teams that are good, they understand that you can play with me for most of the game if you want to, but in these moments, we're going to take away. We're going to go +6 at the end of the first. We're going to go +6 at the end of the second. We're going to go plus in these moments, and now the game, we got a comfortable 15-point lead most of the game because of those moments. Them shits hurt. You didn't put everything you had into it. You didn't cut it to 6 on the road, and you got 2 minutes left in the second quarter, and then they went on an 8-0 run and going to halftime. You walking to halftime like, damn,
Bro,
coach.
that's what happened to Denver, and that's what happened. Denver game close. All of a sudden, in the last Russ threw a bad pass here. It was a bad pass there, turnover. And they're taking defensive turnovers, live ball, and they scoring them.
Converting.
They convert them. And that's where, when you talk about those other guys showing up offensively, they show up in transition.
Yes,
So
they do.
not against a set defense. So they run on you. When they get a stop, they're running on you. And that's where you'll see these other guys eat. They get open shots because we get a stop. Now we got disadvantage. Well, we have an advantage against the defense. And you'll see them get more threes up in transition. You'll see those role players get more threes and stuff like that.
Yep.
But like, that's how they get involved. In the half court, they're really strategic. The 2 best players, like D just said, we got to get the best player to basketball and we got to let them work. And we're going to eat off of them. But, you got to understand who you are. You got to understand what your team dynamic is.
Understand what your role is.
Yeah.
And so,
Even if you think you somebody else,
Come on now.
I just need you to play this role.
Yep.
And those guys understand their role. Like half court, these guys got the ball, but that ball come to me, I got a job. Catch and shoot that thing.
Catch and shoot.
Wiggins come off that bench,
he's shooting them out.
Don't
they
even
swing to me.
He's not playing around, bro.
I saw him coming. As soon as he got in that mug, they was like it was like a pick and roll happening. He was looking like pass it there, because it's coming to me. And he shot that thing like
shot
he
that
ready.
thing.
So when you got people who know their roles, like even if I can do more, our role on this team for us to win the championship is to make sure that in half court I hit a couple threes or I make sure I shoot these because it's going to release some of the pressure on Williams, on SGA. Because we are threats. And so you see these guys who understand, like, I have to be a threat, so they're threats.
Right.
You got to know that, right? And so those guys, he got a hell of a bench.
He got a hell of a bench.
He got a hell of a bench over there,
And
dog.
they coming in ready, bro.